Musa did not fear poverty. He had lived in it too long for fear to survive. What Musa feared was going backward. As a boy, he once tasted education, just enough to know what he lost. He remembered the smell of chalk, the weight of books, the pride of answering a question correctly. When hunger pulled him out of school, that memory stayed like a wound that never healed. So when his son Samuel was born, Musa's dream was simple, even desperate. My child must not be sent home from school because of fees. My child must never beg for education. That fear shaped every decision he made, including the wrong one. In Musa's neighborhood, parents talked the same way. Which school is your child? Bright Future Academy. Same here. It became a badge of belonging. The school was close. The fees were friendly. The children were always promoted. Anyone who questioned the school was labeled proud or troublesome. When one parent complained that her daughter couldn't read properly, another laughed. She is still young. Don't worry. Slowly, low standards became normal. And normal is the most dangerous place for failure to hide. Samuel did not struggle because he was dull. He struggled because he was awake. He noticed that teachers contradicted themselves. He noticed that lessons ended halfway. He noticed that punishment depended on favoritism. Once, he asked a teacher why an answer was wrong. The teacher frowned. Don't ask too many questions. That day, Samuel learned something quietly. Curiosity is unwelcome here. By primary 4, Samuel had stopped trying. Not because he didn't care, but because caring hurt. He watched students who cheated get praised. He watched bullies go unpunished. He watched teachers ignore raised hands. So he adapted. Adaptation is survival, but survival is not growth. Samuel learned how to appear smart without understanding. And the system rewarded him. Samuel once had a friend named Daniel. Daniel studied hard. Daniel believed in effort. Daniel asked questions. Other students mocked him. Teacher's pet. Try hard. When Daniel failed an exam because he refused to cheat, he was held back a class. Samuel watched silently. That was the day he learned the most important lesson Bright Future Academy ever taught. Integrity has consequences here. Daniel left the school the following term. Samuel never asked where he went. From primary 5 onward, Musa judged Samuel's education by only one thing: results on paper. Every end of term, Samuel brought home his report card. The grades were neat. The comments were repetitive. Good performance. Shows promise. We'll do better. Musa never asked what those words meant. He never asked Samuel to read aloud. He never asked him to explain what he learned. He never noticed that Samuel avoided writing in front of him. When Samuel misspelled simple words, Musa laughed. He will improve, he said. But improvement needs guidance, and guidance was missing. Samuel began to understand something dangerous. No one was really watching. As Samuel grew older, his behavior shifted. He talked back freely. He dismissed corrections. He laughed when punished. At school, discipline depended on mood. Some teachers punished harshly. Others ignored everything. Once, Samuel was caught fighting. The teacher looked at him and said, "Just don't let me see it again." That was all. No call to parents. No reflection. No consequence. Samuel walked away taller. He learned that authority could be bypassed. Secondary school was supposed to shape Samuel into a man. Instead, it perfected his shortcuts. Bright Future Academy's secondary section was worse than the primary. Teachers sold handouts instead of teaching. Lessons were rushed or skipped entirely. Exams were predictable. Samuel stopped buying textbooks. "Why waste money?" he said. "Everything comes out." And it did. Teachers hinted answers. Students exchanged scripts. Marks were adjusted quietly. Samuel passed effortlessly. But beneath the surface, something was rotting. He could no longer concentrate for long. He avoided deep thinking. He panicked when faced with unfamiliar questions. He didn't know it yet, but his mind had been trained to avoid difficulty. In SS1, Samuel became close to a boy named Ibrahim. Ibrahim transferred from a government unity school. He noticed the difference immediately. "Don't you people read here?" Ibrahim asked one day. Samuel laughed. Read for what? Ibrahim studied hard anyway. During one exam, when answers were leaked, Ibrahim refused to copy. He failed. Teachers mocked him. Students laughed. Samuel watched. That evening, Ibrahim said quietly, "This school will disgrace you outside." Samuel brushed it off. But the word stayed. By the time Samuel reached his final year in secondary school, confidence had settled into his bones, not the quiet confidence of understanding, but the loud confidence of someone who had never been truly tested. He spoke boldly in public. He argued without fear. He laughed at caution. When classmates complained about studying, Samuel shrugged. "Why stress?" he said. "Everything always works out." Teachers liked him because he was outspoken. Students followed him because he sounded sure. But beneath that confidence was something fragile. Samuel avoided silence, avoided difficult questions, avoided moments where thinking was required. His mind had been trained to escape struggle, and he didn't know it. Graduation day arrived like a festival. Colorful clothes, loud music, parents dancing under the sun. Musa stood tall among the crowd, chest pushed forward with pride. "My son has finished secondary school," he told anyone who listened. Samuel wore his gown with confidence. Cameras flashed. Teachers smiled. The principal spoke about excellence, discipline, and preparedness for the future. Samuel clapped loudly. Musa clapped even louder. But not a single word spoken that day reflected the truth. The certificates were real, but the foundation behind them was not. The first entrance exam was held in a large hall. No noise. No whispers. No familiar faces. Samuel sat down confidently at first. But as he opened the question paper, his confidence began to crack. The questions were not strange, but they demanded understanding. They demanded reasoning. They demanded clarity. Samuel reread the first question 5 times. His heart began to race. Why doesn't this look familiar? Why does my head feel empty? He guessed. He rushed. He panicked. When time was called, his paper felt unfinished. He walked out silent. When the results came, Samuel failed. Musa stared at the paper in disbelief. "This must be a mistake," he said. They tried another exam. Another failure. Musa blamed the system. He blamed jealousy. He blamed bad luck. Samuel blamed himself. For the first time in his life, passing was not automatic. The interview room was quiet and cold. 3 panelists sat across from Samuel. One asked gently, "Explain this concept in your own words." Samuel opened his mouth. Nothing came out. He tried again. Still nothing. His palms sweated. His throat tightened. The panelist leaned back slowly. "Where did you attend school?" Samuel answered. The man sighed softly and said words Samuel would never forget. "This is not your fault. You were promoted, not educated." Musa heard those words later. They pierced deeper than any insult. That night, the house was unusually quiet. No television. No conversation. Samuel sat on the edge of his bed. "Daddy," he said quietly, "am I dull?" Musa felt his heart break. "No," he replied, but his voice shook. Samuel continued, "I thought school was like this everywhere." That sentence crushed Musa. For the first time, he realized the truth. His son had trusted him, and he had failed that trust. Musa could not sleep. He replayed every decision. The cheap fees, the skipped meetings, the excuses. He remembered teachers he never questioned, warnings he ignored, standards he accepted. He realized something painful. Saving money had cost his son time, and time cannot be refunded. Samuel enrolled in a new school, lower level. Younger students. On the first day, he felt small. He failed. His first test. He failed the second. But this time, teachers corrected him. They asked questions. They waited for answers. They insisted on understanding. Samuel struggled. He cried alone, but slowly. Something unfamiliar happened. He began to understand. For the first time, Samuel experienced real education. Lessons had structure. Questions had depth. Failure had purpose. He learned discipline. He learned patience. He learned humility. Confidence returned, but quietly. This time, it was earned. Years later, Musa spoke at a community gathering. His voice was calm but heavy. "I thought school was just a place," he said. "But school is a foundation, and if you build on sand, collapse is guaranteed." Parents listened. Some nodded. Some looked away. Samuel eventually found his path, but it was longer, harder, delayed. Musa learned a lesson too late, but not uselessly. He now warned others.